Hello and welcome to another episode of NewsX Deep Dive. You're watching me, Vineet Malhotra. Today we are going to take a deeper look at the ongoing inheritance battle in the Kapoor family of Sunjay Kapur's will of his assets worth rupees 30,000 crores. As we know, this battle is now only turning bitter, with Karishma Kapoor's children accusing their stepmother and Sunjay Kapur's third wife of being greedy. Karishma's children claiming that their late father had repeatedly assured them of their share, which was eventually absent in his final will. The case is currently being heard at the Delhi High Court, with both parties levelling multiple allegations against each other. As you can see on your screens now, this is a picture taken on the day of a court hearing. Karishma Kapoor is seen with her two children in Delhi the day of the hearing. To talk about the timeline of Sunjay Kapoor's bitter dispute, we now go back to 1996, where he first got married to Nandita Mehtani. They got divorced in the year 2000. In 2003, Sunjay Kapur married Karishma Kapoor on September 29th. In 2016, Sunjay and Karishma divorced after contentious litigation, and their marriage left them with two children, Samaira and Kian Kapoor. Just a year later, in 2017, Sunjay remarried Priya Sajdev Kapoor, his third wife. As we fast forward to this year, 2025, Sunjay allegedly signed an unregistered will favouring Priya, and in that will excluding many others. This will was allegedly signed on the 21st of March. In May of 2025, Sunjay Kapur allegedly tried to secure a Portuguese citizenship for Karishma Kapoor and her two children, Samaira and Kian. Karishma apparently denied this citizenship. On the 12th of June 2025, Sunjay Kapur died at the age of 53 of a heart attack in England during a polo match. Tensions then built up over the Sona Comstar succession. In the month of July, Priya had revealed will excerpts at a family meeting, which is where the controversy started. She denied copies of the will to the children and Rani Kapoor, her mother-in-law. Samaira and Kian Kapoor had received rupees 1900 crores from the RK Family Trust in early September upon Sunjay Kapoor's demise. On the 9th of September, Karishma's children filed a Delhi High Court suit, allegedly saying that the will was forged and they were seeking asset freeze and disclosure. On September 10th was the first court hearing, where Priya Kapoor was ordered to list assets within 3 weeks. The will was submitted in a sealed cover to the court, and following that, the next hearing date was set for October 9th. Within September 11th 12th, Priya corrects court order, error naming Sanjay's sister Mandira. Over this whole will dispute, Sunjay Kapoor's mother has sided with and supported Karishma's children and their claims. The Delhi High Court accepts Priya Kapoor's plea seeking removal of her sister-in-law Mandira's name from the proceedings related to Sunjay Kapoor's alleged will. On your screens, you can see advocate Mahesh Jethmalani, who is representing actress Karishma Kapoor's children Samaira and Kian Raj. Mr. Jethmalani launched a sharp attack on the late industrialist widow Priya Kapoor, describing her as an acute gambler, while casting doubts on the authenticity of the will attributed to Sunjay. Mr. Jethmalani argued that the will being relied upon by Priya Kapoor was riddled with errors, questionable authenticity, and lacked any proof of having been drafted or signed by Sunjay himself. He stated, and I quote, "Unless Sunjay was of unsound mind or didn't know English, he would not have signed a will containing such glaring grammatical and factual mistakes. A man with his education and reputation would never approve a document like this." He stressed that there is no proof that Sunjay drafted the will. There is no digital footprint, no handwriting, no evidence of his physical involvement. He's a digital ghost. Mr. Jethmalani further contended that everything his clients Sunjay Kapoor's children with Karishma receive from the family trust originates from their grandmother and father. "Everything I get from the trust was first from my grandmother and now from my father," he said on their behalf, rejecting suggestions of greed. Priya Sajdev Kapoor is represented by senior advocate Rajiv Nayyar. Rajiv Nayyar in this case had advocated and defended the will's authenticity. He claimed also that the children received rupees 1900 crores already. He seeks sealed citing cyber risks. He also goes ahead to argue that the suit is not maintainable and claimed that Karishma Kapoor was absent after the divorce. Rani Kapoor, the mother of Sanjay Kapoor, grandmother of Samaira and Kian, and mother-in-law of Priya Sajdev Kapoor, is represented by senior advocate Amit Sibal. Amit Sibal alleges unholy dealings and claims that no copy of the will was even provided to her or anyone for that matter, despite multiple requests. Rani opposes NDAs for full access to verify assets. Amit Sibal emphasizes transparency in civil inheritance matters. And amidst this fiery legal battle over the authenticity of the late Sanjay Kapoor's will, Priya Sajdev has pulled a diplomatic move that has left people scratching their heads. The multinational industrialist and billionaire would have turned 54 today. To commemorate Sanjay's first birth anniversary, Priya took to her social media to share an elaborate montage of his life and pen a note which started with a quote from the Bhagavad Gita which read, "Whatever action a great man performs, others follow. Whatever path he walks, the world pursues. He who lives with purpose and love never perishes, for the divine dwells in all who serve with devotion." Priya mentioned that Sanjay took strength from these words, writing, "You lived these words without ever needing to speak them. You led with kindness, not command. You built with courage, not pride. You gave without expecting, because giving was your nature." No special mention is made of the kids who are currently embroiled in a complicated legal tug of war with Priya over the specifics of the late scion's will, except for photos of them with their father. The High Court case is still ongoing at this point, so we do not know which side this will go. But we will come back with more updates for you as this story unfolds, and we'll get to talk about this with Advocate Dinesh Jotwani, Advocate Supreme Court. Advocate Jotwani, appreciate you being here with us. So what do you make of this case? Obviously, if there are mistakes in the will when it comes to grammatical errors, whereas, even I read that some excerpts define Sanjay Kapoor as a she and not a he. His name, which is Sunjay, has been written as Sanjay. Do you think a person, as educated and as particular and peculiar about his business would sort of just skim through a document which is perhaps one of the most important documents of his life?
Yeah, from legal perspective, it does cast doubts. It does cast various serious doubts over the will that has been produced. But ultimately, it is a matter of trial. You see this, whether the will is genuine. See, it has two witnesses also, if you see. What will witness? These two witnesses will come and say that it was, signed in front of them, what date it was signed, how it was signed, how it became digital. So all these things have to be proved. And of course, this as you know, this is more of a partition suit where they are trying to take injunction on the assets. But the will be proved perhaps in a different proceedings called probate proceedings. That will happen simultaneously, of course. But at this point of time, the court is just seeing a prima facie case. Okay, it is not going into what you just said, that the will, will has these glaring mistakes. It does have a glaring mistakes. But probably, he just signed it, he didn't read it. That also makes the will absolutely invalid. Normally, when there are so many assets involved, the testator would get it registered. And I have seen, the wills not being registered. They are registered even abroad, or there is something called a process of apostilling. It can get apostilled outside India by the embassy, or a consulate could do it. But such careless mistakes in the will does cast a shadow. The second thing is about the digital evidence. Digital evidence also perhaps at this moment does not support the will when it was modified, when it was given on a WhatsApp message or on an email. That needs to be proved. All the contents of it is another thing. The only thing perhaps that may support the will is those witnesses can come and say why these mistakes were there. He did not even read it properly. That means the will was not read at that point of time. Sanjay Kapur was in sound mental health when he executed this will. So how does this discrepancy come? And most of these wills, as I mentioned earlier, if you are not in India, you get it apostilled. If you are in India, you get it registered. In fact, if the will has to be made more genuine, people may register it and they may make a video, as we know in happened in an earlier case in the Legacy of Birla case. This happened where the video was also made that I'm making this will and this is my video, and you have a lot of supporting evidence. Here we just have two witnesses who witness, and we are not aware whether there is any statement by these two witnesses saying that this will was executed in front of us. Second thing, and very important in this case is, did he discuss this will with anyone else that he's making the will at this point of time? Uh, Perhaps there is no evidence, at least as far as the court proceedings are concerned. So that also says, if I make a will, I'll tell the beneficiary, I'll tell my family, or I'll tell my friends that okay, I have made the will. So where is the witness? Where is the testimony of?
Fair enough. So a lot of
other
gaping
witnesses?
holes that, of course,
Right.
the courts will have to rummage through. Sir, appreciate your time and speaking with us, and thank you so much for the clarity that you have given us and our viewers. Thank you. We take a short break on that note. Be right back.